Amidst the lively birthday party, Catherine, the birthday girl, was hiding a shocking secret about to be revealed. At that moment, she planned to expose before all the guests the truth about Amélie, her daughter-in-law, and the hidden betrayals. No one would have imagined that the celebration would take such an unexpected turn, with surprising consequences. Hello, my friends. I am Linda, and this is Linda's Love Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. Amélie and Daniel, newly graduated young adults, embarked on a unique and transformative journey when they decided to become volunteers in an international project supporting children. They both shared the desire to contribute to society before diving into their professional careers. From the very first day of the project, a unique bond emerged between them. Sharing the experience of adapting to a reality so different from what they were accustomed to, they found strength and comfort in each other. Amidst tasks that demanded care, love, and dedication to the children, the feeling between Amélie and Daniel quickly blossomed, evolving into a deep and true love. Meeting at that crucial moment in their lives gave a special meaning to their relationship. It seemed as if destiny had conspired to unite them in that noble mission. The conviction that they were destined to meet and share this unforgettable experience fueled the blossoming love between them. After an intense and transformative year in the volunteer project, Amélie and Daniel faced a dilemma upon returning to their home country. The prospect of parting was unbearable, as the love that had blossomed between them was too strong to be ignored. In a passionate gesture, they decided to get married, thus sealing their commitment to share their lives together. The reunion with their respective families was a moment of great anticipation. Amélie was excited to introduce Daniel to her loved ones and share the news of their marriage. Her family trusted Amélie's maturity to make her own decisions and welcomed Daniel with warmth and openness. Quickly, he felt integrated and welcomed into Amélie's family. However, the crucial moment to share the news with Catherine, Daniel's mother, arrived. Amélie knew this could be a challenge. Daniel grew up as an only child under the dedicated care of Catherine, his mother, after the tragic loss of his father when he was still young. Although Catherine's love for her son was undeniable, she also carried a possessive nature, worrying excessively about Daniel's life. Aware of his mother's influence in his life, Daniel felt the desire to find his own path and take control of his destiny. It was this need for independence and self-discovery that drew him to the volunteer mission. He believed that this experience would help him distance himself a bit from his mother's constant presence and allow him to explore his identity and personal goals. The volunteer project not only brought him closer to Amélie, but also offered him the opportunity to mature and become more independent. This period of self-discovery was crucial in shaping the mature and independent man he became. Amélie and Daniel met Catherine in a restaurant, her favourite one. Catherine's heart seemed to overflow with emotion as she warmly hugged Daniel amidst tears and sobs. It seemed that even after a year without seeing each other in person, the reunion was too moving for her. Daniel then introduced Amélie to his mother, but her response was just a slight nod. However, the worst was yet to come. When Daniel revealed that he and Amélie had gotten married, Catherine's expression turned into a mixture of shock and anger. Her frustration was evident in her impetuous words. "How could you do this to me, Daniel?" Catherine's agitated reaction drew the attention of the other restaurant patrons, and curious glances turned toward them. Daniel tried to calmly explain how he and Amélie had met during the international project and how their love had grown and strengthened over time. While Daniel tried to reassure her, Amélie remained silent, respecting the delicate moment between mother and son. She knew that despite the love they felt for each other, Daniel's relationship with his mother was an important part of his life. The meeting definitely did not go as planned. Throughout the meal, Catherine seemed to ignore Amélie's presence, directing her words and attention only toward Daniel. Every gesture and look of hers made her displeasure with the situation clear. The atmosphere at the table was heavy and tense, and Amélie felt uncomfortable in the face of Catherine's evident disapproval. She tried to remain calm and respectful despite the embarrassment the situation caused her. At the end of the meal, they said their goodbyes, and Catherine still showed her disapproval noticeably. Months passed, and Daniel and Amélie's life seemed to have entered a harmonious dynamic. They found jobs, rented and decorated an apartment according to their tastes, and even adopted a cat. enjoying the delights of starting their life together as a couple. However, despite the happiness they shared, there was still a shadow that loomed over them. The relationship with Catherine, Daniel's mother. She constantly called her son, insisting that he come to dinner with her, but the invitation never extended to Amélie. Moreover, Catherine never accepted invitations to visit the couple's apartment. Amélie tried to deal with the situation in an understanding and patient manner, but she couldn't help feeling excluded and hurt by Catherine's attitude. The lack of acceptance from Daniel's mother caused tensions and debates within the couple, who sought ways to face this obstacle without compromising their own relationship. Catherine's birthday was approaching, and she was excited about the preparations for the great party to celebrate her 50th birthday. She planned to invite all her friends and family to celebrate this special date. Upon receiving the invitation addressed to "My dear son Daniel," Daniel found himself facing a dilemma. Without hesitation, Daniel called his mother and said that he would only attend the party if accompanied by his wife, Amélie. Reluctantly, Catherine accepted the condition imposed by her son. The day before the birthday party, Catherine was having lunch at her favourite restaurant when, to her surprise, she saw Amélie enter accompanied by a young man. Catherine's curiosity was piqued, and she decided to observe the scene cautiously. As Amélie and the young man enjoyed themselves, Catherine noticed that Amélie had not seen her there. Cleverly, Catherine continued watching discreetly. The couple seemed to be enjoying a lively conversation full of laughter, with their hands occasionally touching affectionately. That scene was exactly what Catherine needed. She discreetly pulled out her cell phone and began photographing the moment she was witnessing. Feeling increasingly justified in her suspicions, Catherine wanted to have proof of the alleged affair to confront Amélie. When she judged she had enough material, Catherine left the restaurant with a feeling of satisfaction. She was confident that her discoveries would be enough to uncover an affair and protect her son Daniel from any suffering. On the day of the party, Catherine was ecstatic with the preparations. As soon as Daniel arrived accompanied by Amélie, she ran to greet them, something she had never done before. Surprisingly, Catherine treated Amélie with sympathy and enthusiasm, which left them both a bit puzzled but also hopeful. Daniel was delighted with his mother's behaviour. He saw this change as a sign that she was finally opening up to the possibility of accepting his relationship with Amélie. Little did they know that the party would not end as planned. The atmosphere was filled with joy, with plenty of food and drinks, a band playing Catherine's favourite songs, and a large screen displaying photos of the birthday girl. When the moment arrived for Catherine's speech, she stepped onto the small stage with the band. Apparently, she had one last act planned for the party. When she called Daniel and Amélie to join her, a wave of happiness washed over Daniel, as he saw this as a sign that his mother was finally including Amélie as part of the family. However, what happened next left everyone in shock. As Daniel and Amélie stepped onto the stage, the screen began displaying photos that Catherine had taken at the restaurant, depicting Amélie with a young man. Catherine's expression was serious and accusatory. Accusations of betrayal and infidelity. The festive mood instantly turned to tension and embarrassment. The guests were stunned and unable to react to the public revelation of supposed betrayals. Daniel and Amélie were dazed and ashamed, not knowing how to respond to the unexpected situation. Amélie, embarrassed and with tears in her eyes, felt humiliated and unable to face the situation. She ran off without looking back, seeking a place where she could collect herself and process what had just happened. Meanwhile, Daniel was distraught by the events. He was outraged by his mother's baseless accusations and felt profound sadness at having to witness Amélie's humiliation in front of everyone. In a defensive act, he decided to reveal the truth about the young man. With a firm and emotional voice, Daniel explained to everyone present that the young man in question was actually Amélie's brother. He had returned after many years of living in another country, and that lunch at the restaurant was a family reunion to celebrate the reunion. Daniel emphasized that if his mother had been concerned with discovering the truth, she would have realized that he himself arrived later for that encounter. Daniel remained firm and determined in his words. "This was the last time you interfered in my relationship with Amélie. This has gone beyond any acceptable limit. You just humiliated a wonderful person, the woman I love and chose to spend the rest of my life with. This is the end." Daniel's words were harsh but necessary. Catherine had completely lost her sense by creating that entire embarrassing situation. He needed to establish clear and firm boundaries, showing that he would no longer tolerate any harmful interference in his life and relationship. Daniel and Amélie left the party together, supported by the comforting embrace of each other. The atmosphere at the party was filled with discomfort and embarrassment, affecting all the guests present. The joy and celebration that once filled the environment were replaced by a heavy and sad atmosphere. Little by little, the guests began to leave, emptying the party much earlier than expected. The space that once housed laughter and happiness was now vacant, reflecting the sadness and disappointment the situation had caused. The weeks that followed were of deep reflection for Catherine. She found herself confronting solitude and a feeling of abandonment. That episode at the party had distanced not only Daniel and Amélie, but also her closest friends, who were surprised and disappointed by her actions. Catherine realized that her insecurity and jealousy had clouded her judgment. She didn't want to share Daniel's love and attention with anyone, but now she found herself with nothing. The pain of loneliness was a constant reminder of the consequences of her impulsive actions. Over time, Catherine realized she needed to make changes in her life and in the way she viewed relationships. She understood that Daniel's love did not exclude her, but rather added a new dimension to her life. She needed to learn to accept Amélie's presence and respect the relationship her son had with her. Catherine, finally understanding the importance of forgiveness and reconciliation, decided to take the first step towards a new journey with her son and daughter-in-law. She knew it was time to face her past actions and ask for forgiveness, especially from Amélie. Catherine sent an invitation for Daniel and Amélie to meet her at the same restaurant where it all began. At the scheduled time, the three of them met at the restaurant. A certain tension still hung in the air, but Catherine decided to break the silence. With a trembling voice, she began to speak. "I cannot express the profound regret I did. You have every right not to want me in your lives, but I ask that you can at least forgive me, especially you, Amélie. From the start, my insecurity blocked any chance of us getting to know each other, and I acted impulsively without thinking of the consequences. Forgive me for causing so much pain." With tears in her eyes, Amélie hugged Catherine and said tenderly, "I forgive you, Catherine. I know we all make mistakes, but the important thing is to recognize them and strive to grow from them. We are willing to start over, but it's essential that there is respect and trust between us." Daniel also approached, supporting the hug. He said, "I forgive you too, Mother. We know it's not easy to admit our mistakes, but forgiveness is essential to move forward and build a healthier and more loving relationship. We want a new chance, but it's important that there is respect." From that moment on, the family's relationship truly began to transform. Daniel learned to set firm boundaries with his mother, making it clear that he would no longer tolerate harmful intrusions into his relationship with Amélie. In turn, Catherine recognized the importance of respecting the couple's space and began to treat her with the due respect and affection she deserved. The lesson was learned the hard way, but it was also an opportunity for everyone to grow and become better people. The family realized that true love is not possessive or selfish, but generous and open to personal growth. Over time, trust and respect were being rebuilt among them. Daniel and Amélie realized that despite the challenges they faced, they had a solid foundation for their relationship. They learned to face life's ups and downs together, strengthening the love they shared. Catherine, in turn, came to value the moments of togetherness with the couple and to feel part of their lives without trying to control everything. She learned that true love is expressed through support and mutual respect. If you enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment with a number from 1 to 5 to let us know how much you liked the story. Also, watch the video that is currently on your screen. See you soon.